it's Daniela from Sister Mediums. How are you? It is the beginning of September, and I'm back with your card reading. I haven't been here since July, and it's hard to believe that 2 months have gone by. I mean, I know Julie was here last month, but I don't know about you guys, time is flying. It's just flying. I feel like there are not enough hours in the day to get done what has to get done. So, definitely this month things have changed a little bit. It's still going to be busy though. I feel like things are go, go, go. So any of you who had that time off during COVID, I feel like it's not the same at all for even, any of you people who were really slowed down. Things have ramped up and now is the time for a lot of creation, especially with the weather changing. There's a lot of businesses who are going to have to readapt now to what they do, especially restaurant industry. That came out funny. Unless you've got some kind of covered patios with heaters, it's going to be really tough to keep that part of things going. But hopefully business is picking up on the inside. And a lot of other people, just struggling. But I'm feeling like this month is going to be fast. There's a lot of good things happening and there's a little bit of conflict. So let's just get to it, okay? First card that I have is birth. So a couple of things here. Right off the bat, there is, could be an announcement of a birth. It's telling me that you're birthing a new project or idea. When I look closely at this card, it's the feeling of I've waited long enough to kind of make a move, and now is the time. So you're being rewarded with new life, happy news, or an idea that is taking place. It's something you've been talking about. It's been brewing in the background. I can see this with business too. There's a few things, for example, that Julie and I have been, mind you, we've put a lot of things out in the last little bit, but our wheels are constantly turning as what's the next step we're going to take in our business and what's the next thing we're going to do. What do people need or want? And I find a lot of other people are following suit, or if not, taking the lead. We're all leaders in what we do. So congratulations to those who have a birth announcement, maybe even an adoption. But great news to start off that something is being birthed and it's taking flight off the ground, no longer just an idea being put into place and the plan is there. The second card that comes through is the competition card. So with great ideas, with new things, as you launch things, it also sometimes creates competition, and healthy competition is great. But here I'm seeing more of a struggle in more ways than one. This makes me feel like it's confirmation that a struggle will ensue. Could be between business partners, could be in a relationship. It means there's a fight coming. Now, I would say this is more career. When I look at the numbers, this is 7 and 1. And, we know that when I get 7 and 1, this is... can't even talk. 7 and 1 is 8. I feel like my thoughts are way ahead of my voice wanting to say what I want to say. It's weird. It's like I'm so far ahead in my mind than what I can spit out. So 8 is coming to me. When I see 8, it's abundance. I think of money. I think of career. And what I'm seeing here is that's the avenue or the relationship that we're talking about here. There is a struggle. So it could be between partners, two partners who do not agree on something. There's going to be this feeling of there's going to be disagreement. You might have to agree to disagree, but there is people who are not seeing eye to eye. The guides that are there in the background, your warrior guides are there saying, put up a fight because you need to be heard. So whatever it is, make sure that you have your points in check, you have your information backed up, and you're ready to kind of put up a good fight for this. Healthy competition is great. Is there growth in competition? Absolutely, because you're going to both learn something from this. Be fair, though. There could be a difference of opinions in more ways than one. But I also see if you're wrong in this situation, take blame. Okay, we have to take ownership, and we have to take ownership for being wrong sometimes. And I know that kind of feels like a blow to your ego, but we have to stand up and turn around when you see things that are not quite the way you thought they were. And when they're put into perspective, then you can turn around and say, oh, you know what, you're actually right. So I apologize for, maybe thinking something else at the beginning of a situation. Very hard when I'm not giving you a specific, but I'm trying to think of business ventures within yourselves as a business or with other competitors, other business people that you work with. But healthy competition is good. So I want to see growth come out of this one. Right into that is signs. So, we always say when you ask, they will give it to you. Ask and you shall receive. And that's the truth. Signs are being given to you in so many different ways. We know that spiritually you could be getting a butterfly. Actually, funny thing. So I'm kind of cheating because I have a butterfly tree in my backyard. It's a butterfly bush. Every year I get more and more and more, and it's actually pretty amazing. I will probably every morning see anywhere from 3 to 6, and by the end of the day, there's at least 8 at the same time. It's absolutely beautiful to see. If you ever have a chance, I'm telling you, plant it for all of $10. It's such a nice thing to have. But not just butterflies. I mean, like I said, I'm cheating. I planted the bush, so they're constantly here, right? They smell the aroma of the flowers and they come. But I've also had a lot of bees. I actually had a hummingbird this morning, and that's the second time in the last week that I've had a hummingbird. So of course I'm like, well, what are you trying to tell me, spirit guides? Because hummingbirds don't come very often. And it's a feeling of being playful and having fun. And don't forget to have fun in the process of the chaos of life. So what signs are you asking for? What alignment are they bringing you into? Be specific when you want to sign. You don't have to, make it something that's really difficult. You could turn around and say, well, I want to see 3 blue Honda Accords in the next week. And I don't know why I said that, but 3 blue Honda Accords. Maybe that, resonates with somebody. But ask them for the sign, they'll give it to you. I also find there's a lot of blue here, and whenever I see blue, we're talking about healing. Allow the signs to come to you. You might see, I just got this vision of, sometimes, how about someone who pulls into the driveway and they're like, oh my God, there's a newspaper on my driveway. I actually have to get out, move it, or I'm going to actually drive, right over and it would be under my car. What is making you get out and look at that newspaper? Sometimes we don't look at it as that is the sign. So stop and grab that newspaper. It's like Spirit saying to you, I'm going to put an object in your way. And when I put the object in your way, it's going to make you look at it. So pay attention to those types of things. When there's something in your way or an object that's right there, it's saying to you, stop, look at it. There might be something on the front page that resonates with you. There might be a name that you need to see, anything. So make the signs work for you. Your angels are always there ready to give them to you, okay? 5 of Gabriel is what comes next. Well, you know that when we see 5, this is always about change. So this card is telling me that change is coming for obviously more than one of you. There's also the change that comes because there was a challenge. Well, that would be that healthy competition you had earlier on. And maybe not healthy. Maybe it was the feeling of this is it. Like there is a reason why this tug of war is happening and we should separate because your warrior guides are saying stand your ground. So even here, there's that feeling of let the pieces fall where they may. Take a close look at this one and look at the puzzle pieces there. Let the puzzles fall. Don't push it, okay? Don't push to have things happen. Let them fall where they have to. Allow the change to take place. But I will also show you there's so much fairness in this card. So when you see these columns and these pillars and they're quite reciprocal, same thing with the drapes here, there's that feeling of things have to be reciprocal. They have to be balanced. And when things are balanced, change is imminent and it's a good change. But don't push that answer that you need to know in terms of what the challenge, the ending of this challenge will be. What's the resolve to this? Let it happen. But change is inevitable. Archangel Gabriel is here to help you with that too. But I also see detach from the drama. So if this is a really dramatic situation you're dealing with, take a step back. Watch it all fall out. I always say things will crumble the way they need to. We can resist and resist and resist, but when you resist, what do you think is going to happen? Think about it. I'm not even going to give you the answer. You should know this answer by now. When you resist, they're just going to give it to you another way, right? It's like Spirit's always going to make sure that if you're not meant to go through that door, you're not meant to go through the door. And if you want to and you want to push and they let you in, there's a big lesson to be learned. So remember that. The next thing is deep knowing. This is a fantastic card. 4 and 3 is 7. When you get 7, this equals spiritual growth. Well, think about it. Follows the perfect card, change. Okay, so with change, what's going to happen? Growth, and this is a spiritual growth. It's an inner knowing that you would already have. Owls, we know that owls come with wisdom. Owls are all about intuition. And, intuition is a natural capacity that everybody has, but not everybody uses. That's key. I tell people all the time, trust your intuition. And when you do, things fall into place much easier for you. Oh my God, I'm hearing this song right now. I have no idea. Tap, tap, tap in. I can't believe I just sang that. But it's, who sings it? Why am I not even, I can't think of who it is right now, but I'm just hearing tap in. So the feeling of tap into your intuition, it's going to be a benefit to you. Listen to what you know in your heart. There's inner knowing is always what you feel in your heart as well. So make sure that it's not just coming from your gut. At this point, it's saying it's aligned and you're going to feel it everywhere. The deep knowing of what to do. So if we're looking at this from a relationship standpoint, I would say that it's those connections that are absolutely meant to happen. They're on a soul level that when you meet someone, you can't even explain the connection. It's a deep knowing. It describes the fact that these people would be a part of your past, coming into your future, being part of this journey. When I say past, probably past life. That's why there's that instant connection with them. If this is career, what's the deep knowing? If let's say you have to, like Julie and I, making decisions where we have to choose, A color or B color. And it's just that internal knowing that says this is the one that is more needed. This is the one that's going to help solve the problem. Kind of just making that up, but you understand what I'm trying to say. When your knowing is just bang on and it ends up being an idea that comes to fruition, that is very successful for you. Ideas, check mark. So I'm getting the deep knowing with ideas. I would also look at this as what's the warning? Because there's a calmness about the card, right? It's very serene. It's very calm. When I look at these colors, they make me feel that you have to stop to also feel that inner knowing. And if you don't stop for a second, you're not going to be able to really, hone in on your own skills of understanding what you feel. So you need to slow down. So for those of you who are very psychically intuitive and in tune with who you are, take a step back. You might be doing a little bit too much. And there is the deep knowing of protecting yourself where you need a bit of self-care, slow down, recharge, because you're feeling a bit overwhelmed. Okay? Final card. Great card to receive. It's the Empress. And we have number 3 here. We know number 3 is always your ascended masters who are working behind the scenes for you. They're the ones who hear all of your requests, and they're the ones who will kind of help bring them forward, ready to help in any way. Now, this is leading into a great October. So hunting season, there's the deer right there. Is that hunting season, October, November? So they're saying this is towards the end of the month for sure, maybe even possibly spilling into the other month, but lots of ideas. It's time to act on your plans. Archangel Gabriel is saying to you that she's bringing you all the abundance you need in terms of love, health. What is that over there? I'm trying to look, even with my glasses, I can't see. I kind of feel like I'm seeing a snail, and a snail is really slow. So it's almost the feeling of it's okay if it's taking you a long time to get where you need it to get. It just means that now is the time. So if you were slowed down before for some reason, it's because you were supposed to. I do see a lot of nature. There's butterflies here. There are birds in the trees. It's like everything becomes aligned. You're being rewarded for the ideas. So remember the birthing of the plan at the beginning of the month. By the end of the month, it's guns a-blazing. You're going full steam ahead forward, and it is great. So congratulations. You're going to be rewarded with abundance in everything, in health, love, career. So I love that you're ending off on a good month. Now, totally aside from the cards, someone asked me and said, well, what do you feel about COVID and this whole, what's going to happen when school opens? I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure if I've just tuned it out completely. I'm not being naive to the situation, but I'm also not feeding into, what the media has created. Everybody has a difference of opinions on this. I think that it's extremely political. There's obviously a greater truth here, and I urge people to dig, do your research. Don't just dismiss or debunk all the things that conspiracy theorists have out there. They're there for a reason. And I'm going to just leave it at that because I've already had enough debates on it. But I will say that I don't see a second wave coming. If it says a second wave's coming, then I totally believe that that's skewed, just as all the numbers are. Most of you know that the CDC did come out and showed us that the numbers were completely off. So all that did was create a lot of, kind of hysteria and panic within people. And I think we all have to do our due diligence with what we feel is important for us and our families. And yes, of course, be cautious with everything you're doing. I do believe the virus exists, but do I believe it's on the scale that they say it is? Absolutely not. So I'm going to leave it at that. I want you guys to have a fantastic month of September, bringing in fall. It's such a good time. It's a time of change and renewal, so accept it and embrace it. I will be back then on November 1st, and that would be my last card reading of 2020. And just be safe, be you, be blessed. And blessings on blessings always. Julie will see you here in a month. And do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. And if you have any ideas for us in January, something else you want to see, start putting it out there. Let us know. Okay, guys, take care. Have a fantastic long weekend if you happen to see this now. And I'll see you November 1st.